Welcome, Grand Marshal enthusiasts, BeamNG players, and police-chasing fans alike. My name is UsernameHere, joined by my good buddy Devyon, and oh my freaking goodness, the bar still is red now because BeamNG.drive has had a graphical update.
So yeah, with the new update, the Barstow is now a bright red, and the rest of the Grand Marshals are like much brighter and shinier, as you can tell.
Indeed, they really stand out from their pre-patch counterparts, and on top of that, the Barstow, like you said, is bright red, and it kind of, perhaps the reason he's being chased is not because he has no license plates. Maybe it's because he's a communist revolutionary.
Yes, and the shipping container back there, you can see it. It also is a much brighter color, but it seems like the color does not want to render in at the moment, so we're not going to be looking at that yet.
I guess. Look at that. Look at those PS2 graphics as you zoom in over there. But anyway, yes, it is a beautiful day here on actually a much more vibrant and improved Gull Coast. Yeah, the map is, the cars are not the only things that have gotten graphical updates with this new patch. But anyway, yes, we cannot talk about how pretty the game looks forever because in our first place position, we have Mississippi State Trooper, who is holding in first place, kind of is tied with Police Interceptor, with 10 points, and who has been battling for that #1 spot for actually quite a while. Now. He's bounced between first and second place, and I believe today, with a bit of a hiatus that's been going on in this particular series, I think he'll be really excited for a chance to prove himself and to potentially get a good solid lead over the other competitors. In the second place position, however, his rival Police Interceptor, who has a much shinier looking shade of black on his car. It's a very nice effect. But yes, Police Interceptor is now here in the second place slot. His rival, his challenger, who is also holding at 10 points, who also potentially could use this episode as an opportunity to get himself out front ahead of the pack if he manages to win one or potentially even all three, because he did that once. Yeah, remember when he did that once? By the way, yeah. Potentially, if he manages to win all 3 rounds in this episode, he could get himself an absolutely massive lead over the other competitors. However, it will not be very easy for him to face Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi and Police Interceptor have been tied for quite a while at this point, but hopefully in episode 16, I believe this is, we will see a tiebreaker round that will result in one of them taking the lead.
Indeed, it is entirely possible that the end of the episode will see a new victor crowned. We'll see a new points leader crowned, actually, technically, for this particular Grand Marshal tournament, and could potentially finally end the episode-long rivalry between Police Interceptor and Mississippi. In our third place position, the winner of the Awareness Invitational, we have Toronto Police, hailing from the city of Toronto, Ontario, in the province of Ontario. That was redundant. In Canada. I don't know what Canada's full name is. It's definitely not Kingdom of Canada. People are gonna freaking yell at me. I don't know if it's Republic of Canada. By the way, yes, Canada. Toronto Police, the winner of that invitational tournament, who has proven himself to be the absolute master of aggressive tactics. And these aggressive tactics could definitely serve him well here in the main tournament because there have been other cars that have been known to play very aggressively. Most notably Police Interceptor and also most notably Detroit. And in fact, with Detroit using his aggression, coupled with the fact that he has actually managed to take the third place spot in the opening lineup, that could potentially earn him a lot of attention and a lot of challenge from Detroit. So potentially there could be new battles for third, ladies and gentlemen. In our fourth position, who actually does manage to have a point under his belt, I think, yes, we have the USA Army Police Car, which actually hasn't managed to do a whole too massive lot in this particular tournament, but they did grab themselves a nice old win, kind of, sort of, in round 42, but they definitely still have a lot to prove. They are in the big league. They are in the big leagues now, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of very formidable competitors, ranging from Police Interceptor to Mississippi to Transit to Detroit to Toronto even, and yes, they will really have to step up their game if they want to earn themselves a spot in this lineup. Oh, I should specify also that what I meant to say by earn themselves a spot in the lineup, because they are already in the lineup, you big doofus, is earn their reputation in the lineup, because they are with a lot of very hefty competitors, but the truth is they haven't really done a whole lot much to really put themselves put themselves on the same level as the other competitors. That's kind of what I meant to get at before my brain did a stupid. In our fifth place position, who has actually been here since the beginning and who is holding strong, tied with Detroit with 7 points, we have the New York City Transit Police Car, a design and a department hailing from the 90s in the city of New York that was has since been merged into the NYPD, New York City Police Department. However, the New York City Police Department is not here, which means they do have free reign, and they do also have a lot of skills with which to compete here in these rounds and to try and break that tie with Detroit that that tie has been going on for quite a while. Detroit and Transit Police have really been fighting for that second place position, and at the moment we could potentially see a different version of a tiebreaker to fully determine our second place competitor.
Yes, so 4 out of 8 cars, like only one of them needs to win, and we will break one of the ties in this tournament at the moment. So it's a pretty high chance we'll get a tiebreaker in this episode.
There's literally 50% chance that we see a tiebreaker in this episode between Mississippi and Police Interceptor for first, or between Transit and Detroit for second. Yes, all of the other cars will have a lot of ground to make up, but in the meantime, there's some very hefty competition at the top. And we have, and in our 6th place position, we have the champion of being in last place, and that is actually a compliment. We have the New York City JTF police car hailing from Tom Clancy's The Division, and the absolute champion of the Invitational, where I was the one playing. There's not really like a short name for that, but yes, JTF is currently holding his third sort of play. Oh wait, yeah, he's holding his 3rd place position behind the tied cars with 3 points to his name, and he definitely proves that he has some experience being at the back of the pack. But will that experience allow him to gain some points and put himself in the running for second or potentially first place? There's only one way to find out. In our 7th place position, we have the champion of style and also someone who is tied with Transit Police, as before mentioned. We have the City of Detroit police car with the wallpaper of a livery that looks kind of nice, whatever. And, yeah, holding with 7 points, he'll definitely have... I think he's a good competitor, but he's kind of got tunnel vision. He's a bit of a one-trick pony, and most of his points have actually come from his 3rd place strategy, but at the same time, that 3rd place strategy does not always work for him. It does work very commonly, but in order to win this tournament, he will definitely have to make sure he changes up his strategy, because he cannot rely on one single strategy forever. And in our final position, with a couple of very nice wins in the previous episode, we have the Niagara Regional Police Car, hailing from Canada. By the way, I looked it up. The full name is just Canada. There's no Republic of or whatever. And yes, Canada with 2 points is Canada. Yes, there's the flag. Canada, Niagara Regional Police here, hailing from Canada, is currently holding 2 points, and he's just behind JTF. So potentially he could actually channel some of JTF's might and power by utilizing some of those strategies and potentially grabbing head on, as he did actually do in the last episode. Yes, so potentially Niagara Regional Police could be a breakout competitor here, but again, there's only one way to find out. In any event, that is it for our lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Turn on your sirens, activate your lights, fasten your seatbelt, and start your engines, because round number 46 is about to begin. Oh, Mississippi. Looks like they're going just a bit close to the runner. I'm not sure. That could be a very interesting strategy. I'm not sure if that's just me. Yeah, maybe that was just me, but they were very close to the runner for a brief moment. Looks like the lineup here leading up to the cinematic corner is pretty standard, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mississippi holding front as usual. Police Interceptor in second. Toronto, the newcomer, with some aggression, moving ahead. USA in 4th. Transit in 5th. JTF in 6th.
Oh, is that an overtake?
Detroit trying to sneak away a point from JTF. Oh, and Niagara and Detroit are now battling. But the thing is, that could be to JTF's advantage, because JTF is a competitor that's known for his ability to strike from the back. JTF seems to thrive in last place, so losing 2 positions and ultimately ending up in last place could potentially be an advantage for a competitor like JTF.
Yeah, but looks like the lineup is basically the same, except for JTF losing 2 spots. But, you know, he shines in the back, so that might be an advantage for him.
Indeed, yes, could definitely be an advantage as we reach the cliff turn. Looks like Toronto will be holding it just fine. Same with the USA Transit as well. Dare I say, is the freaking glitch where they go up the mountain finally, like, gone? Oh my god, I'm so happy that's gone. Like, gee, that was so annoying.
Oh, he might be overtaking him back.
It's like a bit of an overtake. Looks like JTF could be trying to move for position, but no, Niagara will be blocking him out, and JTF will be staying in that last place position.
So yeah, looks like maybe in this update they fixed the AI as well because they have done less stupid things so far in this episode.
That is true, yes. The AI potentially could have got an upgrade, and that could mean that this could be anyone's game, ladies and gents.
Yes, but of course the hardest turn, which is the beach turn, is up ahead, and we'll see how all the cars fare in that corner.
Indeed, yes. It will take a lot of intelligence for them to not screw up the beach turn like they usually do, and that potentially could be very interesting for
Mississippi is flying. He might get it.
Mississippi is really flying. Mississippi is already pretty close to the runner. I'm not even sure how this match happened. Is he going to make contact? Is he going to immediately make some contact? Could he be getting the runner on the beach turn, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, he misses it kind of, sort of. The runner goes off the beach turn. Mississippi does the same. I don't know if you would consider that something that counts. What has just happened, ladies and gentlemen, is USA flies off the beach turn, and everyone flies off the beach turn.
Well, the runner's still going, so let's give him a little help here.
Detroit gives him a bit of a bump. Niagara gives him a bit of a bump. That was a bit of an interesting occurrence, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder if the AI has actually improved to the point that Mississippi is going to be able to catch the runner very often now. JTF goes off the beach turn as well, so it looks like the AI is not improved enough for this. It looks like most of the cars, all the cars are like busted here as the runner goes off, But lo and behold, look at that. Toronto now in first place, battling with Mississippi. Toronto almost bumps into Mississippi, and Toronto is now in second with Mississippi just ahead of him. USA in third. All of the other cars moving ahead to try and see what they can do.
Oh, Mississippi is still going for him. After all that, he's still in the lead.
That is true, yes. Mississippi in lead. Oh, he
actually
misses the runner entirely. Overshoots. Toronto with the pit maneuver. The newcomer absolutely insane. USA with just a bit of a brush. And the runner gets smashed by police interceptor as well. Transit police comes in. There's so many smashes here, ladies and gentlemen. None of the cars want to allow the runner to go anywhere. Not even Niagara. Kendrickson's getting in on this particular action. And the runner has been stopped, ladies and gentlemen.
And looks like 7 out of 8 cars are here. What car is missing? Detroit is missing.
7 out of 8 cars have arrived, and Detroit is here as well. So a very quick and bombastic round, and a very fiery entrance into this new patch and into this new episode.
Yes, it looks like the AI definitely improved because all the cars made it here.
AI has definitely improved a little bit, yet the runner was stopped much sooner now, and indeed the cars have made it here much quicker. Yes.
So the points, I believe USA Army Police should get the points because that is the hit that killed the runner. Although Toronto did give him a really hard hit.
I agree. I'm not even completely fully sure who deserves the point there. Toronto came in with the first smash. Police Interceptor then came in with the second. U.S. Army Police kind of shaved off like his front bumper a little bit.
Yes, but that is the hit that killed the runners. Therefore, I believe he gets the point. Because then again, Mississippi hit him earlier, but he was still running, so we got him unstuck. And yeah.
Honestly, I guess I'll agree with that logic, ladies and gentlemen. So, U.S. Army Police and Toronto, this will be considered a tie round. USA.
You believe that both of them deserve the point?
Yes, I do believe they both deserve the point.
All right, the points will now be awarded to both Toronto and USA Army Police. And now let's look on to the other competitors.
Mississippi in front was very aggressive this round, and that's definitely what you want to see from a competitor. However, unfortunately, he once again fell into the rookie mistake of essentially getting assist, damaging the runner, and then leaving the runner for someone else to eliminate. So yes, Mississippi, despite this new patch, has still not managed to break out of that particular rookie mistake that he does seem to like to do. Police Interceptor came in the end and tried to get the final hit on the runner, but unfortunately was just simply not able to. It was a very respectable smash, but wasn't actually enough to stop the runner, and the points were awarded to Toronto and U.S. Army Police as well. Also, wait, can I point out the sparks that are happening just in front of Police Interceptor next to Toronto's light bar? Hold on, it'll happen in a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. There it is. There's some sparks. That's new. That's new, is it? Is that?
I
that
am
happened before?
not sure,
new?
but we can we should
Maybe
focus on the other cars.
Niagara Regional Police with a very respectable performance that round. Unfortunately, did not net them any points, but proved that they are a fearsome competitor that is in it to win it. Yes. We also have Transit Police who came in here with another smash against the runner, pretty much who contributed to boxing in the runner, but unfortunately, once again, it was not enough, nor did it come at the right time to afford him the opportunity to get himself a new point and break that tie with Detroit. JTF showing that he thrives in last place, but in this case, the cards and the stars just weren't in it for him, unfortunately. He was able to show up to the final scene of the accident, which is good, but unfortunately, his usual strategy of being in last place just simply wasn't in it for him this particular round. And Detroit, despite usually being the master of style points, didn't do anything this round. They just showed up at the end. That was it. Detroit with no style points. That had quite a bit of front end damage, which is a little bit interesting. Didn't really do a whole lot.
So yes, with all the cards reviewed, we will now conclude round 46, resell the cards, and move on to the next round.
And here we are. The cards have been reset for round number 47. Mississippi Police Interceptor, Toronto, USA Transit, JTF Detroit, and Niagara are now moving ahead to see what they can do for this particular round. And I have to say, it was very impressive that Toronto. Someone wants the bumper or something already. I gotta say, it was very impressive that Toronto managed to win their very first round. Yes, so could be some beginner's luck. We have seen that in the tournament before, but it could also mean that they are definitely bringing over some of those aggressive tactics from the Invitational. What do you think, my friend Devion?
Oh, Army Police might get an overtake. Nope,
Army Police kind of smacking Toronto in the back. Oh, JTF smashed the Trans Police as well. Very aggressive round here, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say. Niagara trying to skip out. Niagara trying to get the 7th place position from Detroit, but unfortunately not able to.
Yeah, it looks like JTF will be actually keeping his position this time.
Indeed, yes, JTF changing up his strategy, realizing that being in last place didn't actually serve him well in the last particular round and trying to change things up for this one.
So yeah, now the cars are approaching the cinematic cliff, I believe, and let's see if anyone goes up the mountains or spins out here.
Yes, here's the cliff turn once again. Mississippi getting a bit close, but not quite much. Police Interceptor is here as well. USA, Toronto Transit are here. JTF as well with Detroit and Niagara now rounding out the back. So it looks like the lineup is just about pretty standard, ladies and gentlemen. Not really seeing any chances for position changes, but some very early aggression between some very unlikely competitors. For example, Toronto and USA. Oh, something
and
happened
Mississippi
to the runner
as well.
Not sure what just happened with the runner, but he slowed down a little bit. It looks like Mississippi might have grabbed some contact.
Mississippi might be able to
getting contact on the runner as early as the first run of the long straight, and with the Grand Marshal having the speed advantage over the Barstow, this could potentially mean something interesting. However, Mississippi is now losing ground rapidly. I'm not even sure what's going to happen this round.
Mississippi might be able to finally take the lead again and end this tiebreaker if he gets close enough to runner, take him out, and get the point.
Yes, if Mississippi is overshooting it just a little bit. That is some contact, though. Mississippi grabbing some contact on the runner once again. So it looks like the AI is definitely kind of improved just a little bit. But will something happen here on the beach turn, or will it be a repeat of last round?
Oh, looks like Barstow will be sent into the rocks.
Looks like it's a repeat of last round. The Barstow doesn't even know how to... Mississippi goes into the drink, and the Barstow doesn't even know how to do the beach turn at the moment. USA smashes him in the back. Barstow's missing a tire, and I think there could be something potentially wrong with the Barstow, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the Barstow's definitely not running anywhere anymore. So, yeah, it looks like it'll be really quick end to round 47.
I'm going to go ahead and say this is a dud as Transit Police comes flying in and drifts into Toronto. Well done. There's JTF losing a tire. Everyone's just pushing the runner into the drink, and there's Toronto as well. Police Interceptor bullying the newcomer Toronto. And here comes Transit Police to get his fix as well. So, yeah, everyone just really doesn't like the runner today. With good reason. I mean, he's a communist. Get it? Because he read jokes. Here comes Detroit as well, smacking Transit in the back. Meanwhile, JTF and Niagara just kind of T-posing together.
So, yeah, who do you think gets the point here?
I don't know. I honestly, gonna be completely honest with you and our viewers, I think the AI has been improved to the point that we're starting to see potentially some redundancy. I'm not sure why this is happening, but yes, if the runner is going to fly off the beach turn each time, then potentially the way these rounds are set up could use a bit of a tweak. So I think potentially we could honestly call this round a dud.
No, I believe that we shouldn't just do that on the spot. And Mississippi should be awarded the point because he killed the runner, fair and square, right?
I'm not sure though. If you go back to the tape, and I'm running the tape in my head, I kind of have a feeling that Mississippi and the runner were kind of drifting around the turn, and the runner just kind of hit the rocks. I don't know how much.
I'm pretty sure the Mississippi pushed him into the rocks from what I've seen.
I'm not completely sure personally, but it is your tournament. I would have to see the footage again in order to form a full opinion. All right, and after some careful consideration and the word back from our judges, it looks like Mississippi will be considered the winner of this round, and that will actually break his tie, catapulting him into first place with 11 points, putting him ahead of all the other cars here in this tournament.
Yes, we finally have a tiebreaker in this episode, in which we kind of alluded to when we were doing the introductions.
Indeed, yes, at last we once again have a points leader, and Mississippi, yes, is now in front of the pack, both literally and figuratively, and in terms of points.
So yeah, Mississippi gets the points. Let's check on the other cars.
JTF and Niagara have just been casually T-posing over here. Niagara looks like he's still running, though, and everyone else is underwater.
So yeah, basically all the cards did relatively the same thing in this episode. So yeah, now we will reset everything and move on to the final round, round 48.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the lineup for round number 48. In our first place edition, we have the new leader, for now, of this Grand Marshal Grand Tournament. We have Mississippi State Trooper, who has finally managed to break the tie again, and now has 11 points, putting him 1 point ahead of his rival just behind him, Police Interceptor. So yeah, can you believe that we once again have a number one frontrunner here, Devion?
Yeah, I was really hoping to see a tiebreaker, and that's what we saw in this episode, which is definitely great for the entertainment value.
Indeed, yes, we all wanted a tiebreaker, and here it is. Mississippi is now in front, but he's going to probably have a lot of trouble from the car just behind him. Just behind him in second place, we have Police Interceptor, the car that may potentially give Mississippi a lot of trouble, especially if he channels some of that anger that he likes to use. Potentially, this is, well, not really. I was going to say this is Police Interceptor's last chance to tie things back up, but then I remembered that, other episodes existed. It was last chance in this episode, is what I meant, for Police Interceptor to tie it up. He's got one round left. He could potentially take advantage of it in order to reinstate that tie and keep himself in the running for first, or potentially he could fall away, like we said. There's only one way to find out. In our third place, the newcomer and the winner of the Awareness Invitational. Hold on, my voice is going. I'll be fine. We have the Toronto police car hailing from the province of Ontario in Canada. Again, just called Canada, nothing else. Used to be called the Dominion of Canada. But anyway, yes, Toronto in third place. Actually, really impressive, his performance in the first round with a very spectacular smash and head-on collision against the runner. Will actually manage to get him his first points of the tournament. I gotta say, what do you think about his beginner's luck, my friend Devion?
Yeah, it seems like the invitational cards, except for PDNY, are pretty good at getting points like early on in their in the actual round careers, as you can say.
In our fourth place position, also the co-champion of the first round, we have U.S. Army Police, and I gotta say, he is definitely getting up there, you could kind of say. He's actually tied with Niagara right now, and as a result, he's definitely proving himself to be potentially a competitor that could possibly be breaking out of the last place positions in terms of score. I don't know. He definitely does have a lot of ground to make up, and his next challenge to overcome will be tying it up with or potentially surpassing JTF. So yes, U.S. Army Police has a lot of ground to make up if he wants to be in the running for that Grand Marshal Grand Tournament title of Grand Champion. In the fifth place position, the car that hasn't really done a whole too much, but has definitely definitely did have a very nice performance in the previous round. We have the New York City Transit Police car, who is still holding with 7 points, tied with Detroit. And I don't know. He definitely needs to make something happen here because one tiebreaker has been broken, and one tiebreaker has been broken. That's a sentence. One tie has been broken, and the viewers are aching for the second tie to also be broken.
Yes. When was the last time Transit Police won a round? Can you look at your
That is
notes
a
again?
good question. When is the last time actually round 41?
Round 41. It's been 7 rounds since he won.
2 episodes ago.
2 episodes ago, and that's quite a gap actually. So he is sort of on a chopping block for elimination right here when you think about it.
Bit of an iffy gap. I'm not completely sure though.
But I think he has the biggest gap out of all the cars in terms of rounds won.
Potentially, yes. Let's see. Transit, Niagara. Well, Mississippi just actually Detroit has an even longer. Detroit actually has an even longer gap, and Police Interceptor technically has an even longer gap too.
What's Police Interceptor looking like?
That episode where Police Interceptor won all 3 rounds, that was the last time Police Interceptor won something.
Oh, it's already been that long, yeah. So now that I think about it, Police Interceptor is a bit sketchy, but he was the points leader going into this episode, tying Mississippi.
That's
so
true, yeah.
I believe that Transit and Detroit are the ones on the chopping block for this episode, and
my bad. I just see it here. The last round, round 45, Niagara and Detroit both managed to grab a head-on and stop and spin the runner into the block. Oh wait, Detroit? Oh wait. Oh, it's noted down that Detroit wasn't actually awarded a point for that.
So yeah, we have Detroit and Transit tied for the chopping block, and also tied in terms of score points.
Tied with 7 points, and also tied with the chopping block. Wow.
So we will see.
Be a very interesting battle between them, huh?
Yeah, we will see which one of these will be deserving to stay in the tournament. And I felt like we talked enough about these 2 cars already, so we move on to the next one.
Indeed, yes. And at this point, we might as well skip Detroit when we get over there too. Yes. Actually, we don't have to do that.
It is up to you.
In our 6th place position, we have JTF, the master of being in last place, who hasn't really managed to make a whole too much happen this episode, but that's okay because he is holding with 3 points in that 4th place position technically. However, if Transit and if Detroit manage to break their own tie, then he will be catapulted into 5th. Holding in 4th though, very good competitor. We'll just hope to see. I guess we'll just hope to see if he manages to get something done here. And in our final position, skipping over Detroit because before mentioned they were on the chopping block and they're tied with 7 style points. Blah them. Niagara Regional Police in the last place position, who definitely had themselves a really good opening episode to the tournament with 2 points. However, they haven't really managed to do a whole lot in this particular episode. They did manage to have a nice performance in the first round, but it wasn't enough to get themselves any points. So I'm gonna say that it's okay for them to just bide their time because they are pretty safe because they got here rather recently and they have some very nice points to show for it. Hopefully, we'll see if they'll be able to grab themselves a few more points and maybe emerge. There's a word that's I'm forgetting, but whatever. You know what I mean. Get ahead of the pack. That's what I mean. But in any event, it is time for the final round of this episode. Turn on your lights, activate your sirens, fasten your seatbelts, and start your engines because round number 48 is about to begin. And they're off, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a pretty standard lineup here with Toronto in 3rd, USA in 4th, Transit in 5th, JTF in 6th. Oh, what's going on with Niagara and Detroit in the back? It's like a bit of a physical contact over there. Not sure what Niagara was trying to accomplish there, but I don't know.
So it looks like Mississippi is still pretty close to runners, and if this round ends prematurely, we will consider it a dud and redo the rounds.
Indeed, yes. I have an idea in the back of my mind that maybe since the AI has been changed a little bit, it's possible that Mississippi is just going to suddenly become really good at stopping the runner. And that would be no fun for the competition, so yeah.
Oh, looks like might get an overtake, or not.
Or trying to overtake Detroit, but goes around the outside of the turn, rookie mistake, and will lead them to stay in last place, unfortunately for them.
I'm surprised I have not had to unstuck any Grand Marshals so far in this episode. All of them have made it through fine on the track.
That is true, yes. Your host, Devion, has not had to repair or fix a single Grand Marshal this whole time. The rounds have been very quick, yes. So yeah, AI improvement, most definitely, clearly.
Looks like they're still staying close to runner as well as everybody else.
Indeed, yes. Mississippi, Police Interceptor, Toronto, USA, Transit, JTF, the standard lineup pretty much. Just trying to move ahead and see what they can do. Police Interceptor and Mississippi really battling for that first place position, with Police Interceptor now technically the underdog, and with Transit and Detroit tied up in points, but also tied up for an elimination. Definitely really need to make something happen here. Detroit potentially needs to try to use his third place strategy to save his skin, and Transit Police is also under a bit of threat of his own. Oh, great news, by the way. My slight bias for Transit has also went away, so that means I don't care.
So basically, with the way the rounds are going so far in this episode, there hasn't been a time where runners spun around where a third place position would have been beneficial. It's only been like regular chasing so far.
That is true, yes. Every round has ended as a result of the beach turn, and I'm still really not sure if it's Mississippi doing it or if the runner is just spinning out. And I really think you should honestly get the camera in a good angle so we can see it this third time.
So it's definitely Mississippi hitting the runner.
The Barstow's the one going off the rock. Mississippi smacks the Barstow a little bit, but the Barstow is now in the water pretty much, so that could be considered a hydrolock. And I have to say, Mississippi and the Barstow have both been. Oh, Transit comes in with a smash on the runner, pushing him back into the water, and here comes Police Interceptor bullying the first place. But yeah, I definitely think it does kind of look like the Barstow is just skidding and spinning out on the beach turn. So there could be something off with the AI now.
So would you like to redo this round, or would you consider Transit getting a win and therefore saving himself from elimination?
Sure, yeah, let's keep... Well, wait, I don't know. Okay, how about this? One more round, and if that happens again, then we consider Transit winning. And if something interesting happens, then we go with that. Because the first round did not end at the beach turn like this. And yes, Toronto and Detroit just having themselves a fun time up there.
Yeah, but because I technically sort of did. I had to drag the Barstow out of the beach to get him going again.
Well, then in that case, I guess so, yeah, I suppose.
You would consider this an official round?
I definitely think we do need to look into this issue a little more before I can say with certainty. I don't know if I feel now is the right time for me to make that decision. And the word has come back from our judges. This round will be considered official, and what that means is that Transit Police will be awarded the point for pushing the runner into the drink. Yes, Transit Police now has 8 points, and they've actually managed to break their tie with Detroit and earn themselves that third place position, which is ironic because in a way they were in second place at the beginning of the round. Imagine winning but going back in places. Just Transit things. Anyway, so yes, Transit Police will be awarded the new points. They are now at 8 points. And yeah, congratulations to Transit. That is, congratulations are in order.
So yeah, Transit's gonna be awarded the points. Let's check on the other cards right now.
Check on the other cards as we zoom in on the front bumper of Police Interceptor. So yes, Mississippi, definitely a very interesting and weird episode for him. Managed to break his tie though and get himself in that first place position. So congratulations to Mississippi. This is essentially the tiebreaker episode. We came into this with 2 ties, and now 2 ties up in the front of the pack, and now we have 0. And while our next card, Niagara Regional Police, has just kind of sort of been biding their time. Not really doing a whole lot. Just gathering experience, preparing for the episodes to come, I suppose, which is very smart of them, considering we definitely have a bit of an AI issue going on. Police Interceptor as well must be very furious to have lost their tied first lead. Something as well as happening with their rear pillar window, so I don't know what's going on there. It's like it's not underwater, effects, jokes, blah, blah. Anyway, so yes, Police Interceptor with 10 points is now trailing behind by 1 point and will potentially be very furious. However, if they're smart, they will channel that fury into action for the next episode. JTF as well, the famous last place competitor that enjoys being in last place, again, wasn't really able to do much. However, they do have a very fierce reputation with 5 points won to their name in their entire career. This is counting the 3 points they have in the main tournament as well as the 2 points in the Invitational. They definitely have a very nice career and a very open road, pun intended, ahead of them. But for this episode, I guess you could say they were doing the same as Niagara, just biding their time, gathering experience, and seeing how the world works in this new patch. USA Army Police in the center of this particular mess here, I have to say, had a pretty good episode of their own as well. On top of that, I consider them to be on the chopping block right at the start. Didn't mention anything about it, though, but I considered it. And they were able to keep themselves off that. I would also like to point out that from this camera angle and the warping of the water, it looks like they're a hatchback. This camera angle is making them look like a hatchback. So yes, US Army Police kept themselves safe from elimination with a very nice performance in the first round, coming in for the technical kill shot on the runner and doing it gracefully without a massive dramatic collision.
Yeah, I'm surprised that USA Army Police finally got his own point, like, officially, not with the weird reset thing we did.
That is true. That is true, yes. US Army Police with 2 points technically, but one very well-earned point. Meanwhile, up on the beach, we have Toronto and Detroit. The lake, which lake are they on? Frick, I'm good at geography. Great Lakes. I'm actually Googling it right here, or I'm looking it up right now, because I'm not technically on Google. It's right here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they're actually on different lakes. All right, I understand now. Okay. I learned something about geography. Yes. Yes, and here up on the beach, we have Toronto, who, in the first one, definitely had a very respectable win. Very impressive for their first episode as well. But unfortunately wasn't able to make anything happen for the rest of the episode. However, they have managed to secure themselves a spot in this lineup and a spot in the next episode, because they've definitely proved themselves to be a very nicely aggressive competitor that knows when to strike. And I definitely see a pretty nice future for Toronto. And now for our final car in this particular lineup. At the end of this round, we have the Detroit Police Car, famous for his third place strategy, famous for his style points, but at the same time, these points weren't able to allow him to actually break the tie with Transit Police. Transit Police was the victor in that particular rivalry, and now Detroit Police will technically be considering themselves in 4th place with 7 points.
So it looks like with the current circumstances, it seems like Detroit is the one that's going to be eliminated, as all the other cards have worked hard and scored points recently. Transit Police was going to get eliminated, but then he scored the point, and this was the round to make it or break it, in which Transit Police made it, and Detroit broke it. So yeah, this was his time to shine, and he didn't. Therefore, he will be eliminated from the tournament.
Indeed, yes, and it really honestly goes to show what kind of a competitor Detroit is. All of those points that he was able to garner were results of head-on collisions from staying in 3rd place. But now that there is a new patch with new AI, the tournament is going to be changed up a bit. And what this is actually proving is that Transit Police, despite being stuck in points for a while now, is adaptable. And adaptation is something that any competitor will need to thrive in any competition, and Detroit simply does not have that. Very respectable wins, very respectable strategy, but unfortunately just sort of a one-trick pony, and that ultimately will be costing him the title of Grand Champion, and he will be ejected from this tournament. And yes, that is it for episode number 16. Detroit, unfortunately, will be eliminated here as we move through the rocks. My name is UsernameHere, joined by my co-commentator, Devion, and we will see you all in the next one.